Many thanks for staying tuned wherever you're watching us from. We're glad to know that you're there. I've had a very educative time right here. And from the messages that we're getting, it looks like many people have as well. We told you to tell a friend, to make sure to join us. We need to check up on our mental state, and that is why Vandrosa FC is doing this. This is still Vandrosa FC TV, and I'm George Essien. Coach Dennis has been our keynote speaker, speaking a lot about mental health awareness. Coach, just before we take messages, before we wrap up, let's just, get maybe the summary and the conclusion of your paper today.
All right. So we've been talking about how you can be mentally healthy.
That's right.
And we talked about what mental health is. That mental health is beyond just mental illness. Mental health has to do with your state of wellness, how you think, how you feel, and how you behave. Right, when you begin when you're functioning, or when you stop functioning normally in the way you think, behave, and feel, then you need to get help. You need to take care of your mental health. We also talked about stress. We talked about anxiety. We talked about depression. Okay, so and we talked about how you can, the things you can do to maintain. For the first thing we mentioned on how you can manage and maintain your mental health is that you need to learn how to interpret life correctly. You need to know how to learn how to interpret things in a positive life. Nothing in life has meaning except the meaning you give to it. So you either giving what is happening to you a disempowering meaning or a empowering meaning. So take, for example, someone can see all that is happening in Nigeria and looking for a problem. This is an opportunity for me to solve a problem. All right? See, the blessings and opportunities you are praying for will not come as blessings most times. They will come as problems.
Problems. Wow.
So if everything that happened to you, you are interpreting as problem, you know that the problem is not the problem. The problem is how you see the problem. A story of a guy that came from, he was a Nigerian boy. He lived in the US for a long time. He lived almost like, so he came to Nigeria. And from the airport to his hotel, he was just shouting, see money, see money, see money. You know what he was saying? The problems he was saying that he was calling money. Because money answers to problem solving. So how you interpret life is very important. Whatever is happening to you, there are opportunities in that thing that is happening to you. And go and look at it. Many of the innovation, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Many of the innovations and the solutions we enjoy today are born from a place of problem. So what is happening to you, many a times there are opportunities locked in it. Okay. And so you need to start asking yourself the right questions. So take, for example, if something is happening to you, asking yourself questions like, why is this happening to me? Am I the only one? Those are disempowering questions. You need to change that question to, okay, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? Before you do, you begin to unlock. And you will find out by the time you start asking yourself the right questions, you begin to see the things you need to see. All right, so let me close by this. I want to close by showing us something. Now, let's see my slide. There are 8 basic emotions. 8 basic emotions. We have anger, anticipation, joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust. All these emotions have their purposes. Like I said earlier, anger helps you to fight problem. Anticipation helps you to look forward. Sadness helps you to connect with your loved ones. When you lose something, you feel sad. So it helps you. Fear protects you from danger. Now, if you look at these things, they all have their purpose. So anytime you are feeling a certain way, ask yourself, what emotions am I feeling right now? And why am I feeling that way? It's called self-awareness, right? But this is not where I'm going. If you look at these things, you will find out that there is no love here.
That's true.
Love is not a basic emotion. Love is not even an emotion at all.
What is love?
That's where I'm going to. So love is not an emotion. Love is your very existence. Love is who you are. I want to close by this. Love is who you are. And this is what I mean. When you understand that love is not a feeling, because see, you can love somebody. Okay, take for example, a mother loves the child. In the morning, that boy can make you happy, and in the night, that boy can make you sad. But you still love the boy. You love your wife, or your wife loves you. Maybe in the morning you bought her a gift. In the night, you do something that breaks her heart. She's going to be sad with you. But love, she still loves you. So you see, love can come with frustration, can come with anger. You can be angry with somebody because you love the person. In the sense that because if not because you love the person, you will probably not care. You'll be indifferent. Right? So love is not an emotion. What is love? Love is in just 2 words. Love is accepting regardless. When you say you love yourself, it means that you are accepting yourself regardless of what has happened or what has not happened. When you say you love is accepting yourself regardless. Accepting yourself regardless of what you have or what you don't have. Accepting yourself regardless of the mistakes you made or you have not made. Accepting yourself regardless is love. When you don't accept yourself regardless is when you enter into it. That's why I tell people the opposite of love is not hatred. In neuropsychology and in energy dynamics, we said in English, if you're writing an exam, write hatred. Right? It's a jam bites, right? Hatred. But we are saying in real life, the opposite of love is not fear. It's not hatred. The opposite of love is fear.
Fear.
When you refuse to accept yourself, when things happen to you, you enter into a zone where we call the fear zone. And that's why we say fear is the mother of every negative emotion. And that's why we say God is love. God is love. You know why God is love? One of you why God is love. No matter what happens, God is still God. He accepts himself regardless. Accepting yourself regardless. That's why the Bible says there is no fear in love. Perfect love casted out what? Fear. The opposite of love is fear. Accept yourself regardless. Regardless of what happens. So what I tell people, when people come for therapy, one of the things we make, you bounce back, whatever. Sometimes you will slide into fear zone. But immediately you get aware that, oh, you are getting afraid. See, fear, hatred is a result of fear plus disgust.
Fear
plus disgust. Disgust is a feeling. Fear. Anger. You are angry. You have anger. It's because of fear. Right? So you are afraid. You can't be angry because you just are angry. Like
what
I mean,
fear,
when you are
what?
You are. So take for example, people you get angry when maybe fear of being taken for granted. Fear of being you have this fear of being. So what comes to be different things. So fear is the mother of every negative emotion. Fear is the mother of frustration, of depression. Right? Because of time, I don't want to go deeper because analyzing things. So let's answer questions. Let's answer questions. So once we hear your questions. Okay. I hope this was good. This explanation was okay. Hope we got. I want to get feedback.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So,
wow. We definitely have learned a lot, and so we're about to find out what you have learned and what you also seek to learn more.
Yes.
Right here. We'll take your questions. Because of time, we'll just do a random selection of the questions that we have. We'll first go to our Facebook page, Vandresa Football Club. And, well, thank you. Ayeyemi, thank you very much for the accolades. Okonawa Ayobami, thank you very much. Says very enlightening. And also we have Okonawa Ayobami says, stress is a thing that pushes one to the extreme and most to the point when we cannot cope. All right, still trying to talk about what stress is. And he asks, does it mean that stress and good reaction to stress is a sign of good mental health? Good reaction to stress is a sign of good mental health.
So yeah, that's what we are saying. Your ability to react, to respond better to stressors, not stress now, to stressors, what is happening to you is a sign of good mental health. Yeah.
All right. Emmanuel Benedict Idemefe on Facebook says, chronological age and biological age. Wow. He's mesmerized about that. You know, for those who didn't get it, in just 30 seconds, so what's the difference?
Chronological age, when you celebrate your birthday, oh, I'm 28, I'm 29, I'm 30, that's your chronological age. But your organs are aging differently. So your organs, so we call that one the biological age of your organs. So, and there are hospitals in Nigeria where you can go and do what they call biological dating. It's called biological dating, where you can get the real age of your organs. So you can be 24, and you're long years old.
Wow.
So that's the biological age of your.
This
so
one
it's
says
that you should. That's why we are encouraging you to manage your stress level.
manage your stress.
So we're not saying you may not even get stress, but when you see the symptoms of stress, you do the things we have asked you to do, right? Take time to sleep.
Okay.
Eat healthy, right? Go for exercise. Spend time with loved ones. Take water.
So that your biological age will be your biological age, right? All right. We're expecting comments. Our friends, we see people watching us from the UK. Thank you very much. About 15 people. We can see you. But let's have most of the comments we're getting is that very enlightening, very enlightening.
Awesome.
Now, Ayo says, can poor mental health be caused by spiritual forces?
So many a times in Africa we have a culture when we can't whatever we cannot explain, we mystify. So years ago when they were killing twins because they couldn't explain that. So whatever you cannot explain, you mystify. So this is what we say before you begin to give wrong interpretation to what is happening to you. Get knowledge.
Now, is it possible that those
So I'm coming there. I'm coming there. So this is what I would say about that. There is no force that can affect you without your permission.
Are you talking spiritual
Yes,
now?
yes. There's no force that can. So take for example, let's talk about spiritual causes. A cause needs your behavioral cooperation to fight expression.
Behavioral cooperation.
To find expression. It needs your behavioral cooperation and your thinking cooperation, your mind, to find expression. And this is what I mean. I'm a psychotherapist, so I deal with a lot of issues every time. People come with me and like, okay, one popular one that I give. I can't talk about people's problem, but there's one I can talk about. It's the family. The family, they had this generational curse, like they say, or generational pattern, and all of them, or almost all of them, have high blood pressure, hypertension, stroke. And many of them they all die of stroke many times. Either hypertension or stroke in that family line. Then, and that thing changed, that generation that came for therapy some years ago, is that all of them have broken homes. So at that time, there are 4 girls. All the girls they married and they are back to their family house. And it's called it generational curse. Generational curse. When they came, it was very easy. So actually, the medical doctor treating her referred her to me to come. And when she came, because they've treated her, she still comes back with the same issue. So like the problem is
what issue?
The high blood pressure, hypertension. So and the problem when she came, so because I work with a lot of hospitals, so when they find out people, when they keep treating somebody with a particular issue, they treat you and you come back. They know that the problem is not really physical; it's more than physical. Many times it's emotional and it's behavioral. So
you didn't mention spiritual.
I don't because no, I don't disagree or argue with the fact that there are spiritual forces. What I can focus on, and that's what I challenge people to do. Stop focusing on what you cannot control. Focus on what you can control. So if you ask me that question, I want to talk about what you can control. We know physical forces, but you're saying that they cannot affect you if you don't allow them. How do you allow them? It's you from your thinking pattern and your behavioral pattern.
Which was what you're focused on.
And that's what I'm talking about now. So when we add the question, we found out that in that family, they had a behavioral pattern. Not a behavioral pattern. All of them, almost all of them, the one I met and the one I told them about, all of them, they get angry easily. And they get angry over the slightest thing. The slightest thing. You don't know. And if they get angry, they get very violent. So how won't you have high blood pressure?
Okay.
So by the time we're like, okay, the reason why this causes this, so this is what I'm saying. For every result, for every outcome in your life, there's a behavior driving it. To change that outcome, you must change the behavior.
Change the behavior.
You can't be flogging results when you have not changed the behavior.
And the behavioral change is what we've been talking about here.
Yeah, so behavioral change is, so if they cost you, they place a cost on you, may say, it costs you that, what popular cost, maybe you're going to be poor. But you don't, behaviorally, you have the skills needed that can get you a job. You are hardworking, you work well. The only way that cost can find expression when you start imbibing a particular behavior that will make that cost find expression.
Okay. Ayo, I hope that answers your question. And also, is being shy a form of depression?
No. Being shy is not a form of depression. It could be different reasons. So it could be your upbringing. It could be your personality type. Some people, their personality. So everybody have different personality types. So a personality type could be one of the weaknesses of your personality type, right? It could be your upbringing. It could just be your experience. So we are wired differently, right? So, but you can overcome that. You can overcome that.
Shyness is something you should strive to overcome.
Yes, you should. You should if you want to. If you really want to be successful and live your life to the fullest, you need courage and boldness. And the higher you go, the more you need it.
Okay. All right. So strive to overcome shyness. That's what it's called, right? Shyness.
Yes, shyness.
Okay. Well, there's always this something phobia that is attached to it.
No. Being shy may not be. Yeah, it's rooted in fear.
Fear.
But it may not be a phobia.
Okay.
Kingsley said. It could be a phobia too, because some people are just scared of crowd.
Oh, that is the phobia.
Yeah, there's even what we call social phobia. I think part of anxiety.
Yes, you talked about it.
Scared about social gatherings. People they are so afraid of criticism. Criticism traumatizes them. You are so scared of criticism that you don't want to be. You're scared of embarrassment. Now everybody don't want embarrassment, but if you are embarrassed for the next 3 months, you have not recovered.
Wow.
Then it's a problem.
Okay. Kingsley says you've got a colleague who has adjudged that you've adjudged that he's not mentally fit. You've tried to help, but he keeps refusing your help. How do you manage this?
Well,
how do you even help that kind of person, though?
So there's what we call psychological first aid. Psychological first aid, we encourage, it's a skill everyone needs to have, just the way you have first aid box in every house or in every organization. The same way we need psychology. People need to be equipped on what to do when you can't help the person per se, but you can do something to aid the person until the person sees a professional.
Okay.
So, and for you to be able to help the person, the first thing is the person needs to trust you. You don't just open up to anybody. So you don't fault the person for not opening. As a matter of fact, the reason why the person may even be having the issues because of he opened up to somebody and the person, it caused embarrassment for him. So the first thing is you ask yourself, does this person even trust? Have you built that kind of relationship for the person to trust you? And there's a skill, there's a training, there's a skill to do. So there's a way they call building rapport. You need to learn how to build rapport. So as a psychotherapist, people come to me and the next 45 minutes, they're already opening their lives up to me. It doesn't just happen. There's a skill of rapport. So there's a way it's called mirroring, right? The way I can mirror you, that you don't know, subconsciously I'm already creating trust. So when that trust is created, the person can then, when you're talking to someone, you need to, what you call active listening. You must know how to actively listen. Okay?
That's it, the person agrees to talk to you.
It's about to talk to you.
Now, so if the person doesn't listen to you, at that point, you probably have to seek the help of a psychotherapist for the person.
Even if the person listens to you, you still need to tell the person to see it. Because many times, one of the things I encourage people, take mental health assessment at least twice every year.
Twice every year.
Or quarterly. Okay? Everyone needs that.
Is it expensive?
No, it's not. Just take like we offer, where I work Retivation, we offer people who they come every month or every quarter to take psychometric assessment. So Retivation, we offer those services You come, people call when they are overwhelmed.
Okay.
This is how I feel right now. I feel like stabbing somebody was trying to, So we offer those services, help people deal with depression, anxiety, frustration, different mental health
Yeah,
issues.
before we leave,
Yeah.
you need to just let people know how to reach you.
Okay.
All right. Let's quickly go here. It's great. Many of you telling us where you are watching from. Please just drop it. We have Tapioca Maravilla is watching from Brazil.
Awesome.
All right, and thank you very much indeed for watching from Brazil. And just says Vandresa FC, the best club in Africa. Well, thank you very much. Tudo bem, yeah, I heard some Portuguese. Cristiano Policy is watching from, okay, this one says watching from Portugal. Interesting. Afolabi Olugbenga says being shy is a form of pride. Afolabi, we just talked about, the state of being shy. It's not bad.
And it's important that we stop judging people. I mean, one of the reasons why people are finding it difficult to open up is because of the harsh environment of people judging. So we need to stop judging people. Okay, the fact that you don't have the problem does not mean other people don't have the problem. You don't know their experience, you don't know their background, you don't know the things they have to go through. So it's time for us to learn. We need to develop the culture of showing empathy, right? Empathy is putting yourself in another person's shoes, seeing how they see and hearing how they hear. It's very, very important.
All right, very important as well. All right, so this one who's just joining in and just wants you to explain once again the difference between stress, anxiety, and depression. Is depression the mother of all? And just in a short line,
we
yeah.
said that stress is most times, maybe not all time, but most times a precursor to anxiety, and anxiety most times a precursor to depression. So we said stress is how is your body and mind respond and reaction to the difficulties, the pressure of life. That's what stress is. Anxiety has to do with it has to do with that feeling of rush that you feel when you have a difficult task ahead of you. So it's more about something you anticipate in the future, and you feel unrest, you feel uneasy about it, and you have that apprehensive feeling about it. That's anxiety. And we said that anxiety is normal, right? You will feel anxious once in a while. When you have a deadline and you are already getting late, you're definitely going to feel anxious. I even tell people that when you feel anxious or you feel sad, it's a good thing. It means that your mind is working. It's a good thing. Your mind is working. But it's when you now come to a point where you're not able to control it, you're having it over and over and over again, over a long period of time, and then it now means you need to get help. Then depression is not sadness. So sadness is an emotion, and sadness is not bad. Sadness is just it's an emotion that helps you, draws you closer to what you love, understand what you've lost and all. So, but when you become sad to a point where you start feeling hopeless, you start feeling worthless, you start feeling like life is meaningless, life is like, what is the essence of life? And if you start withdrawing from people, you lose interest in most things, you start thinking about dying, then you need to get help. So that's the difference between the three.
Okay, great. On our YouTube page, Cyril Odofia says, does it mean that someone is mentally sound just because he can cope with stress and he's productive, even if the individual hasn't gone through mental evaluation and checkups to be proven he's sound?
Yes, so that's why I said that. I remember I mentioned that it's everyone needs to go through that mental assessment,
Irrespective of whether it's going on well for you,
it's
right?
important. Just the way no matter how you feel, you are meant to go for medical checkup from time to time.
Some people don't
Many
go for
people,
medical checkup.
It's a cultural thing, right? It's a cultural, but it's actually not. The fact that it's cultural does not mean it's right. So because sometimes you may feel right until when you go for medical checkup, you tell that, oh, you have symptoms of this already. Somebody can be pregnant and the person may not know for 2 months. So So that's why it's important. You can't just say you are mentally okay until you have gone through your checkup and say, but we can say that you can see from symptoms. So if you see that, okay, you can actually come to a point where you develop. Mental health is a journey. So they are mentally healthy yesterday, doesn't mean you're mentally healthy today, right? So you just need to keep on with what you need to do.
Okay.
Keep yourself mentally fit.
I think that's a great place to leave it today. Want to thank you.
So I want to say one more thing.
Yeah, just before you go.
One of the, apart from yourself, we say that you are as healthy as the least healthy person around you. So take care of yourself and take care of other people around you. A lot of children are committing suicide. The rate of depression in children is getting higher. You hear what small children your children at the age of 6, you see a girl at the age of 6 and you see what the girl is already doing. So it's important that we take care of ourselves and take care of people around us. All right, let's be more empathic. Let's spread love. Accept people. Accept yourself. All right, let's spread love. Love and peace.
Love and peace.
Love and peace.
Great. Coach Daniel Agbeti, we want to thank you.
Dennis Agbeti.
Dennis Agbeti. Wow. Okay. I hope that, is there any sort of mental thing that causes that?
Dennis Agbeti.
I've been saying Dennis all through and then I said Daniel. Anyway, Dennis Agbeti, thank you very much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
The football season is, we're looking forward to it kicking off. And so it was very pertinent that we talk to people. And like you have said already, you know, if you're not mentally stable, how can we have a vibrant society? How can we, you know, function properly? All right. I've learned a lot of things today, and it applies to everyone. You even told us that you also have your own psychotherapist,
yes,
and you check up on yourself, you know, a lot of times. So nobody is above being, you know, evaluated from time to time. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and just before you go, how, you know, someone out there just wants to follow up on this. By the way, Coach Dennis's, you know, presentation will be available for download by tomorrow. I know some people are excited about that because I saw some messages, people asking about this. All right, but how can you be reached?
Okay, so I work with Greativation. You can just Greativation, greatness, Greativation. So you can reach us on Instagram or Twitter and on Facebook. Then you can reach us at info@greativation.com. You can also check our website, greativation.com. Then you can reach me. I am Dennis Agbeti. So my Instagram is at Dennis Agbeti. Facebook, Dennis Agbeti. Twitter, I am Dennis Agbeti. So then you can send me a mail, dennisagbeti@gmail.com. If you need help, you need to check up yourself. You can. And this distance is not a barrier. Okay. COVID has changed the equation for us. So
that's right.
People take therapy sessions online right now. So you can reach out to us and we can help you.
Yeah, or definitely any psychotherapist closest to you.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Yeah, you can reach out to Vandresa FC.
Obviously, Vandresa FC.
Partners. So.
.com, Vandresa FC on all our platforms. Well, I'm George Essien. You can reach me at I am Mighty George on Twitter and Mighty George, of course, on Facebook as well. And it's been a pleasure anchoring this session today. I hope you've been educated. I hope that you take your mental health more seriously. Everyone needs it. These are very crazy times, permit me to use that term. And so until we hit you with another program on Vandresa FC TV, here's urging you to stay very aware and remember that Vandresa FC won't walk that road without you. Log on to vandresafc.com to get the latest updates on what's cooking with the Lions of Nigeria. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Are you a good male footballer aged between 18 to 23? Do you have what it takes to be a Vandresa FC player? If yes, then sign up for the Vandresa FC 2020 player screening. To register, visit soccerschools.vandresafc.com and click on trial application and fill all specified details on the registration form. Registration opens Thursday, October 29, 2020 and ends on Sunday, November 1, 2020. Successful applicant will be notified by Tuesday, November 3, 2020. Terms and and conditions apply. See Vandresa.fc on Instagram, Vandresa.fc _ on Twitter, and Vandresa Football Club on Facebook for more details. Vandresa FC won't walk that road without you.